guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have for you a fall look. Ever since the temperatures were starting to drop and fall is approaching and even winter is approaching, I automatically go into fall mode. Burgundy clothes, burgundies, golds, pretty browns, I'm just all in it already. So what better palette to do that kind of look with than the Modern Renaissance? And I don't ever really retire this according to the season. I use it all year round, but obviously look at it. It's beautiful. It is a fall palette. It's a beautiful, warm fall palette. So when I think of fall, I automatically think of the Anastasia Beverly Hills Renaissance palette because it just screams fall. And so today I'm going to use some of the burgundies and golds and browns and make a really pretty fall look. So if you'd like to hang around and watch me do that, please keep watching. So I've done my whole face, foundational stuff, and put my eyebrows on and all that. So all that's really left are my eyes and my lips. So I'm going to start off by priming my eyelids with my MAC Painterly Paint Pot. And I just use my mini blender that I use for my concealer to put this on my eye. I just find that using this applicator, I get a much more even layer of primer. When I put it on with my fingers, for some reason it gets like this weird cloudy thing. Maybe I'm not doing it right. Maybe my fingers aren't warm enough to melt it out. I don't know. I do have cold hands the majority of the time. But I just continue to use this. I need to branch out from it, but I just continue to use this as a primer just because, to me, blanking out all the, the color of my skin underneath is just kind of giving me a blank palette, blank canvas, I guess is a better word, without all my veins and different things showing through from my skin. It just kind of cancels out the discoloration. So once I put that on, I take a really big fluffy brush, and I use the same one every time, and it's the Coastal Scents BRC N42. Any big fluffy brush will work for this, and I'm just going to go in and set my concealer. To do that, I'm going to go into Tempera, which is the cream color right here in the upper corner, and I just kind of pat it all over. These shadows are so beautiful and so pigmented that it really doesn't take much. Whenever I move from palette to palette, and before I use an Anastasia palette, I've used another brand, maybe even drugstore, I forget how little I actually have to take of this product for it to be very opaque on the skin. So we're all primed and set and ready to roll. I have a vision in my mind of what I want. I'm not exactly sure how to go about it, but I do know that I want it to be warm, but I want it to be dark and warm. I don't want it to be oranges and yellows. And so my eye is being drawn to Love Letter and Venetian Red and Red Ochre. I think more on the Love Letter and Venetian Red. I kind of think this comes off a little pink and this comes off a true burgundy. So I think I'm going to use those two colors, and I'm going to use the Cypress Umber to darken out the crease, and I guess a Primavera or Veneer. This is more gold, I think. Primavera is a little bit more gold for my beautiful lid that's going to be all shimmery and sparkly and awesome. So anyway, that's my plan. I want the bottom lash line to be really blown out and smoked out too, so I've pulled out some brushes I haven't used in a while to see if they can aid in that. But anyway, let's get into it. I'm going to take my favorite beginning brush, which is the BH Cosmetics blender, just a big old fluffy brush, and I did go through my brushes today and pull out the ones that need to be washed and left the ones that didn't, and I've got some slim pickings over here. But anyway, I think I'm going to start off in Buon Fresco, which may not really exactly go with what I'm going for because it's a little bit cooler, but I feel like I need to put something down that isn't necessarily part of the color that's going to show just to have a little bit of a transition there. Bless you. My husband's in the living room sneezing. Oh my goodness, you guys. I was almost late as far as my schedule is concerned to filming because I was watching my alma mater's team, Oklahoma State, play against Texas, and it went into overtime, and we won with us catching the ball in their end zone. Oh my goodness, it was so exciting. And it's so nice whenever it turns out to be your team winning, because man, when you go into overtime and it's a, back and forth, hard fight, and you lose with a catch like that, ugh, it's pretty heartbreaking. And that's probably melodramatic, but when you're a fan of a team, it does kind of feel that way. Now on this next color, I think what I want to do is put down kind of a saturated amount, like draw where I want and place where I want it, and then really blow it out. And I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do this, but I think I'm going to go in with this brush, which is a Morphe M412. It's a crease brush, but it's pointed, and I think I'm going to go with that to put it down right. I'm going to lay it down right above my natural crease. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to start off slow and tap this off in my wastebasket. I need to get that closer to me over here. All right, here we go. It has been a while since I've used this palette. I almost feel like it's brand new to me. And this is doing exactly what I wanted it to do. I wanted the color concentrated right on the area that I'm putting it in, but I want the outside. This is kind of doing both things, putting it down and kind of blending it out. I want to have a more rich saturation of the color in my crease, but I also want it to smoke out from that crease area. And this is this brush is doing what I was hoping it would do, and already doing some of the work for me. But I do think I may still want, and I may have to use a smaller brush, more saturation of color in the crease, in the actual crease line. So I'm getting ready because we're going to have a girls' night. We're going to go out to eat at the Rib Crib, and we're going to go see the Madea Halloween movie, the second one. We love Madea, and I think we all just need a good laugh. And that will certainly happen in a Madea movie. Okay, I think I am pretty happy with what I have here. I'm going to go on search for my, I have a brush in mind for what I think I need, so I'm going to go find it. Okay, what I ended up with is a Morphe M562, and it's this tiny little blender brush, but it has kind of a, I don't know if you can see it, a rounded area there that I think will tuck right into that area where I'm trying to get the color concentrated a little bit more. So let's see how it goes. It's kind of like a faux cut crease because this area really maps out the crease. And my crease is fully tucked into the fold in my eye when my eyes are open. So I have to create one. And I actually have really always admired other people's skills when it comes to cut creases, either using the shadow to draw a distinct line and then blending forever to make it look blown out, or using the concealer to just map out your area that you want to be cut, to redefine where your lid is. You give yourself more lid space in essence. But I haven't tried that yet. And I had an idea when I was thinking about that of maybe I should have a series of videos where I'm trying out like kind of trendy things or things that are current in like the styles of eye looks that people are doing, like, you know, like when Halo Eye came along and all those different, you know, smoky eye and all these things. There's like come along and you see all these people who are, you know, super talented doing them. But I think with some practice and watching lots of other people do it, I think we could all do it. But anyways, I'm not sure I'm brave enough to do a cut crease on a video the first time because it might be a nightmare. I've actually done a cut crease before. And no offense to anybody out there, but I look like a drag queen. It wasn't really the look I was going for. It was a lot harsher than the look I was going for. It was pretty, but I don't think I put the crease up high enough. But we'll see. Let me know if you think I should do my first cut crease using concealer on a video. I'm going to go back to the M412. Now that I've got more deposited, I'm going to go through and just blend back and forth. I'm not going to go around in circles because I don't want to move where I had the concentration of color down onto my lid. And that's really what I was looking for. The only thing is, I think I want to bring it up a little higher here. So I'm going to move it up as I go, and that's working perfectly. If I have enough product on my brush here, I may have to add some here. Just kind of want a color gradient going upwards. Yeah, I like that. And I kind of need to make it a little bit higher up in the center. Kind of that dome technique like Stephanie Lang teaches about. Essential is this blown out area around the outside edges for at least the vision of what I am hoping for. And then I'm going to go back with the very beginning brush and just go around the very outside. It still has a little bit of that buon fresco, however you say that. Buen fresco. Got an eyelash there. And just make sure that's nice and smooth. But that's exactly what I'm looking for. It's turning out exactly like I wanted. The only thing is, I think I need to pull some of this down here. But I need a different brush for that. Let's see here. I talked about Stephanie Lang and then my inner English woman came out. Let's see here. And of course I don't do it very good, but it's fun to try. I think I'm just going to go in with my tried and true Coastal Scents BRC 250. It's just like a Sigma E25. It's a knockoff. It's a little bit fluffier, but that's what I want right now. And I'm still, all this work is love letter, if I didn't say so. We're in love letter with these things. I'm going to dip lightly. And all I want to do is go right here on my outer corner and just join that in. It's not going to take much. I laugh every time I use this palette because the reason I didn't want the palette is because I was sure I would not use reds and pinks like this. Like, I don't even like red. That would look weird. It would make me look like I had pink eye or something like that. And like, no pun intended, like literally have pink eye. But they are so rich and beautiful. And I was talking to my friend Becky last night about what I think are essential palettes. And this is absolutely, and if I had to pick one, the two that I would lean to being my favorite are the Jaclyn Hill palette and this one. And I've said it 800 times, and I'm sorry, but I'm going to say it again. If the Jaclyn Hill palette had a matte cream shade, it would be my favorite. just because of the versatility and the variety of colors. It has everything that you would need almost, but this is also up there. So I have the love letter down how I want it. And now I need to darken my crease, and to do that I'm going to use Cypress Umber, and it's brown, but it's a cooler brown, and I think once it's blended into this love letter, it's going to take on kind of a dark burgundy color. And if it doesn't, I'm going to use Venetian Red to blend it out further, in hopes that it will make it look a little bit more burgundy. Let's see what brush I'm going to use for this. I think I kind of want a similar brush to the what I put the pink down with, but smaller. And I've got one here. It's a BRC N08 or NOB. I can't tell. I think it's an 8. But anyway, it's another pointed blender. It's just smaller than the other one. And I'm going to really gingerly tap into Cypress Umber because I know how pigmented this is. And I'm going to tap it off. And then I'm going to go right into my crease. And I'm going to go very gingerly, very carefully. I don't know if gingerly is the right word to use there, but I'm just intensifying my outer corner here. And I want this to be distinct, but I'm going to build it up. Okay, that's starting. I almost feel like this brush is going to be a problem. I almost feel like I want to try a pencil brush. I'm going to, just for really precise application, because it's almost like another dark line in the crease. Yeah, that's going to do it. And then I'll go back in with this one and go around in circles and blend it out a tad. And I'm going to stop right there for a minute. And I'm going to go over to the other eye. I am going to blend that more. I just want to make sure I have them even on either side, because this is really an experiment. It's like, let me make sure it looks good on one side before I do it to the other. But I need an even smaller version of this brush. It's a good shape, but it's a little too big, and I feel like I'm not being able to be precise enough. So I'm going to use a pencil brush. I blended this side over here a little bit, and this one is completely unblended. So that's why they look a little bit different right now, but it's definitely doing the job and darkening and deepening the crease in outer V. It's exactly what I was looking for as far as depth is concerned, and I'm hoping that my little experiment with the Venetian Red over top of this will make it look more burgundy. Okay, I'm real happy with that. I'm going to use the BRC 250 to go over this, just because this brush will be better at getting rid of any harsh areas. Really smooths it out. Okay, I'm liking how that looks. I think I need to go a tad bit higher up with my dark color right here. It's not poking up as high as the other side. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to take the same brush that I was just using, and I'm going to go into Venetian Red, which is right here. I'm going to go in real light to begin with. And I'm going to go right over that dark brown, the Cypress Umber. And that's doing exactly what I wanted it to do. Isn't it awesome when your plan comes out the way you want it to? Ooh, it's exactly what I wanted to happen. So I'm going to do that on the other side too. Just right over top Cypress Umber. Kind of blending along the way. Kind of like you're blending out the brown with this color. Whew. Good gravy, you guys. That is such a pretty combination. Yeah, I'm totally happy with that. But I feel like I've lost the love story. And a lot of these kind of eye looks, you go back and forth like this. I need to grab a drink though. I use my color switch and I'm going to go back with the Coastal Scents BRC 205, 250. And I'm going to go around the outside with Love Story again because I feel like we lost some of that. I just want a haze. I don't know if that's the right word, but I just want a haze of that pink color distinctly showing above all the darkness. Just like that. I have a very distinct vision in my mind of how I want this to be. And so far, everything is cooperating with me. And that is very groovy. I also have this new Too Faced foundation on. I saw so many good reviews. And it's the first time I'm trying it today. And I really like the way it looks. We'll see. I use the primer and primer spray like I normally do. We'll see how it wears and how it ends up at the end of the evening. Okay, I'm totally cool with what I have here now. I think I'm going to do the lower lash line before I go in with the gold color on my inner areas. So I'm going to find my E36, my Morphe E36, which is my favorite lower lash line brush. And I'm also going to find a small pointed domey type brush. So what I've got here is the E36, one of my favorite Morphe brushes. And I've got a Coastal Scents BRC 509, and that's the little bitty pointed brush. I really want to use the Love Story really smoked out on the bottom and then go in with the Cypress Umber to darken it up and maybe go over top with Venetian Red. We'll see how it goes. But I'm going to dip in right now to I'm trying to decide how I'm going to do this. If I want to put the dark first and then put the red under. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to use the E36 in Cypress Umber. I don't want this to fall out all over my face, but I did put a good amount on there because I want it to be very obvious. I don't want it to be subtle. Okay. But I don't want it falling out all over my face either. I'm going to go 2/3 of the way in. Yeah, I'm glad I chose this one first. Just get the definition and the darkness right at the lash line. And then use the other brush too, which is fluffier and not as dense, to smoke that color out. I think that's about as far as I want to go. I want to keep my inner part of my eye very open. All right, now, where did the other one go? Here it is. I'm going to go into Love Letter again with the other brush that I told you about. I'm just going to spin my brush around in it get some product, and then tap off. And I'm going to go slightly lower than the Cypress Umber. And I'm going to try to connect up at the top there. And this brush is doing the job, I think. Yeah, I like that. I'm going to keep adding, though. I really want that love letter to show there, too. Yeah, that's perfect. Exactly what I wanted. It must just be, I just must be in the favor of the makeup gods today. And I really probably should not brag about anything, because that seems to be when the other shoe drops. Oh, that is turning out exactly how I wanted it to. That is so pretty. And I think after I get done placing the color, I'll go in with a brush that doesn't have any product on it and just really go to town and smoke that out. Yeah, that's super pretty, you guys. Whew. Super pretty. Let's see. I think I'll use this BH Cosmetic Just Fluffy Fluff. I'm just going to go right under it, and hopefully it won't take off any product. I just really want that blown out. Whew, that is exactly what I wanted. I'm a happy girl. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and take care of my brow bone highlight and my inner corner. For my brow bone, I'm going to go back into, and this is just a little angled brush from BH Cosmetics. I'm going to go back into Tempera. And highlight this. This is not like stark white, it's kind of a creamy color, but it's perfect because it's way lighter than the colors that are beneath it. So there's a distinct lightness there, but it's not stark white where it makes it look permanently surprised. Is the way that I usually describe it. It's getting in my eyebrows though. I don't want white eyebrows. And then I'm going to take the brush that has the love story on it from the beginning and just kind of go around the outside of this. Just to put a little color there, and then I'll blend it right here so there's not a harsh line there. So I'm feeling happy about all that. Now I'm going to find a tiny little bitty brush and I'm going to go into Vermeer, because I'm going to use Primavera for my lid. So I'm going to use Vermeer right here. It's kind of a pinky tone. I'm going to use that for the inner corner highlight. That's really pretty. That looks perfect. All right. And I also like to use, just throw that away, this Real Techniques little brush. It's a, what does it say? It doesn't say. Or if it does, it's so little and I can't see it because I'm blind without my glasses. Oh, it says, let me see if I can decipher it. Essential Crease Brush. Anyway, I like to go in there in the middle there with a little bit more product and just smooth that out. This is just fits perfectly in my in my inner corner. Yeah. Yes. Pretty business. Okay, so I couldn't find the MAC 242. It must be in my bucket in there that's going to get washed. So I found a no name kind of similar flat synthetic brush. So I'm going to try that. But first, I'm going to go in with my finger because usually you can get a really pretty metallic going with just your finger to start. And I'm going to start in the middle and move my way in. I'm not going to go too far into the darkness because I don't want to cover that up at all. So right up next to it. And I'm getting a pretty good metallic going, but I want it to be really, really vibrant. So that'll be a good base for it though. Plus it's kind of hard to get way down into the inner corner with, at least with my fat finger. Okay. And I do like to pull up a tiny bit into my inner crease because it gets closed up into my crease and it just really opens up my inner eye. So I'm going to use that brush that I was talking about, the No Name brush. And I'm just going to dip into it and go down, way down into the corner and pull up right on my crease line. Get more product down before I get this wet. Just really want that inner area right there to be shimmery and very bright. And those colors are just too beautiful together. Seriously, you guys, how beautiful is this? Okay, I'm pretty happy with that already, but I'm just feeling in the mood to go over the top today. So I'm going to load my brush with the Primavera and I'm going to use my MAC Fix Plus to wet it. The funniest thing is I never hit it on the first, I have no idea where it's going to aim. I miss it every time. All right, here we go. I'm just going to pat, kind of pat and drag. And that's really intensifying that gold color. Looks beautiful. It's perfect. Okay, I'm going to stop with that. I don't think I'm going to put more Fix Plus here. I think I'm just going to go in because the brush is already really wet. Pat and drag. Do you see the beautiful? I was even considering putting some steel glitters on there. Not even necessary. That is beautiful and perfect just as it is. Wow. Gorgeous. Okay guys, so this is what we have. I really, 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 really like how it turned out so far. So off camera, I'm going to put on liquid eyeliner, wing it out. And I'm going to put on some Christina lashes and I'll come back with that all done and we'll figure out a lippy. Be back. Okay guys, I'm back with liner, mascara, lashes, and all that jazz. And I picked out what I think is going to be a pretty color. I had an experience last time that I did a tutorial that the lippy turned out way darker than I wanted it to, so I'm hoping that this actually is this color. We'll see. But I'm going to start with my favorite lip liner, Rimmel Exaggerate in East End Snobs. I always think West End girls. Anyway. Put my mirror back where it belongs. Okay. went to the movies and had girls' night, it rained and went crazy, and it's going to do the same thing tonight. Thought about washing my car today. I thought, yeah, no, it's going to rain. So I'm using the Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink in Lover. And I just think it's pretty and warm, and I think it'll go nicely with the look. Yeah. Heaven sent an angel. Heaven sent an angel. Every night, every day, I put my hands together and pray that it won't be long. I think I went a little bit overboard beyond my lip line here. But, oh well. Maybe I can have more voluptuous lips for a day. Okay, I think I'm happy with that. See how it dries down, but I think the color is perfect for what I was looking for. I think it matches perfectly. Oh my gosh, guys, how often does everything go right? Does the look come out exactly how you envisioned it? Does the lippy get all over your teeth? Okay, there's the imperfection. Yay. Now nothing else will get jacked up. How often does it come out exactly how you envisioned it, or even more beautiful? So I'm so excited about the way this turned out. So I'm going to give you a up close look. I used Christina Wispies for the lashes. I love it. I'm going to go do my hair, finish getting dressed. Oh, I do need to lock all this in. I'm still going strong with my Japanese makeup setting spray, the aerosol one. I don't think it's going to last much longer. I go a little bit overboard just because it feels so nice, but that's what I'm going to use here. And get my fancy fan, because I just give myself a second bath. Lock all that beautifulness in, guys. If you get exactly how you want it, lock that mug in. Yay. I'm such a dork, but when it turns out the way you wanted it to, man, like victory. Okay, now I'm going to go do my hair, finish getting dressed, and I'll be back to show you the real final look. Okay, guys, hair's done. What do you think of this color? It was kind of an accident, but a happy one. I like the way it turned out. It's really red and violet colored. I think it's a pretty color for fall. But anyway, that is totally beside the point. Perfume. I was going to show you the perfume that I used. Where'd it go? I was feeling kind of spicy today, so I used my Gucci Guilty. And I'm really happy with the way everything turned out. So, thank you so much for coming in and hanging out with me. I hope you love this. I hope you recreate it. If you do, tag me on Instagram. My Instagram handle is PinkShareBear. It's down in the information box too. I would love to hear what your favorite colors for fall, or if you've done a look on YouTube, I'd love to see it. And let's just get some dialogue going on what our favorite fall products are and what we like to use whenever the temperatures are starting to get a little bit colder. But anyway, thank you again for being here and hanging out with me. I love it. This is my happy place. And I really had a good time experimenting today, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. So, until next time, you guys, thank you so much. Again, I love you very much, and take care and God bless. Bye, guys. Didn't know the camera was going, obviously. Anyway.